politics. How is social media changing politics? That's what my research is about. But there's a problem. How do we study social media when there's so much data? There's two things we can do. One is we can run experiments on small groups of people, and the other is get some help from computers. I'm going to give you an example of each from my research. Now, you've probably heard the term fake news or disinformation. It's not good to have false information on social media. But I was interested to know, how easy is it to spread fake news, and how many people would click it? So I ran an experiment on Twitter to find out. The first step was to create a fake news account. And here it is, the DC News Report. Totally fake, made for free, and it's a bot, meaning I can send a lot of messages very fast to a lot of people. So I sent this fake news story to 140 Twitter users. It looks real, but remember, it's coming from a fake news bot. And what did I find? 1 in 5 people, 20% clicked this fake news, and it wasn't about anything. If you clicked it, you were led to a survey that 8 people were kind enough to fill in. And this experiment is important because countries like Russia and Iran use the exact same techniques to spread disinformation. And my experiment shows how vulnerable social media users can be to these attacks during elections. Now, remember I told you that to study social media, we can use experiments or we can get some help from computers. I'm working on a project now that tries to understand the emotions that politicians express in their social media posts. Because emotions can influence what people do. You can use emotions like happiness to get someone to do something, or emotions like fear to get them not to do something, like smoke. So my team built a computer program that uses Amazon's facial recognition technology to predict emotions in social media posts. And using this technology, we applied it to Facebook and Instagram posts from the 2020 US elections, and what do we find? Happiness. Politicians use happiness when they want you to do something, like give them money or take their survey. But that's not so interesting, because that's what we expect marketers to do. What's more interesting is when we look at how users react to these posts. And what we find is that users give happiness much more likes on Instagram, whereas happy posts on Facebook underperform. And I think the reason is that old people who use Facebook prefer calm, serious leaders, whereas younger users on Instagram prefer politics like this. And that's what I think is the most interesting aspect of my research. You. How you engage with politics on social media matters for how scientists like me study the health of our democracy. So my advice to you is, don't just scroll on social media, think. Think how you can use these platforms to promote a positive political climate. For example, share a high-quality news article, like a science report from Espresso. Or take a selfie when you go vote to remind others to do the same. But whatever you do, don't click anything from the DC News Report. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much. And now we're going to see the scores from the judges in 3, 2, 1. Oh! Full scores. Thank you. Leaving the stage, Michael.